Hey, Amir, I just wanted to ask you a little bit about, design build. You know that my background is as a consulting engineer, and I spent the last 8 years working for a large engineering firm. And there's a lot of misconceptions about design build. Like, a lot of people say that design build is, the project types are usually low quality, and that when you go design build, there's no competition because there's no tender process after the design phase. What do you think about these two things?
Well, to answer your question, I'm just going to go through maybe a couple projects.
Sure.
I'll just show you maybe a bid spec, a project that we went through the conventional bid spec type of method, and then another project that was done through a design build procedure method, and then I'll let you judge.
Sure.
I'll explain you how it worked on the bid spec job. I explain you how it worked on the design build job. And hopefully we can come up with an answer to your questions.
Okay.
So this job, this is an 11-story building in North Vancouver. We finished that about a year ago. It's an 11-story building, commercial building. It's a care home facility for seniors. It's got 2 or 3 levels of amenities. Commercial kitchen, restaurant type of stuff for the residents of the building. This job was done about a year ago in the design bid build method.
Right.
And then the next job I'm going to go through is a design build job that we did for a food facility in Ontario.
Okay.
So, what happened here is the owner in this job hired the consultant to do mechanical drawings.
Right.
They do the mechanical drawings without knowing the cost of the job, which I'm assuming that they might have given some cost to the owner. But anyways, the cost of the job was not the real cost. So the owners, throughout the design process, they negotiate a contract with the general contractor. They get the GC on board to assist them for the tendering process. They hire the GC on the job, and after 2 to 3 month process of design, they get the building permit, and they're ready for construction almost. They get the drawings out, issued for tender, ready for tendering. Drawings come out for tender. The GC puts out the drawings for tendering to like 5, 6, or 7 sort of mechanical contractors for the plumbing and HVAC components of the construction. Project is tendered. It comes back with about, the lowest number that they received was about 30% higher than their budget.
Right.
That was given to the owner. So right away there's a red flag. The owners can't build a building because it's just way over budget.
Yeah.
So we were in the low, the first low, the 2 low numbers there.
Yeah.
We do have obviously a bit of design capabilities in house, so they came to us because they thought we can probably help them out with to redesign the facility and the mechanical system. So we came back with a proposal to redesign it. We saved about 30% on the mechanical.
Right.
One of their main goals for the job was to go LEED Gold, so we had to
Right.
keep that in mind.
Yeah.
Redesigned the system. We came up with a redesign proposal, saved them 30%. We saved them a lot of money on a lot of excavation. There were some big tanks designed originally. So on top of the 30%, we saved them a lot more money on their excavation cost, the concrete cost, all of that stuff. That process was about 2 to 3 months to, the redesign went in. It took them about a couple of weeks to look at it, and they approved it. They came back to us. We wanted to go ahead. We did redesign it, but they kept the engineer, the consultant, to redesign it. So we transferred the document to the design, our design proposal to their engineer. They redesigned the job. It went through another 2 to 3 month process. So the project was on hold for about 2 to 3 months. They paid the consultant again to redesign the job that was already designed.
Yeah.
So it was doubled. Anyways, project came back again. It was completed based on our redesign proposal. The project got LEED Gold approved.
Yeah.
So we achieved the same sort of benchmark, sort of energy benchmark for LEED Gold for the project. We saved about 30% on the job.
Yeah.
The downside of it was, okay, the project went on hold for about, it was like 3 or 4 months of wasted time in here. It went around the circle. The whole tender process, is a 3-month tender process where they could have done it before the design was done.
Right.
So they could have tendered the job based on a performance spec, and everything that was on the drawing, it would be considered basically final design.
Right.
Without changing stuff, because all those changes that happened, there was still small change orders because the owner was at risk for errors and emissions.
Yeah.
So if there's things that was missed on the drawing, then it would be a change order for the mechanical contractor, for the general contractor, and then it goes back to the owner. He would have to pay more money. So there was quite a bit of efficiency loss here. There was a bit of risk for the end user, just for all this errors and emissions cost, all kinds of stuff.
So what you're saying, and this actually reminds me a lot about my own projects when I was a consultant, and this seems to happen a lot, right? There seems to be two main issues. The first one is cost, in that for this project, the consultant doesn't have the ability to accurately cost the job. They give a budget number, but that budget number was inaccurate because they aren't contractors. They can't get the pricing, accurate pricing from suppliers. They don't have a really good feel of what the market pricing is for labor and for things like sheet metal. And so that's what you would say, is the reason they went 30% over budget?
That's definitely part of it. The other part is the communication.
Yeah.
It's probably not communicated, like the consultant's not communicating what kind of systems provided and what the cost of this thing is for the end user.
Yeah.
So it wasn't really communicated, whether the cost of value was not communicated properly, or the consultant didn't even know about what budget they had to do the job.
Right.
So either way, there was a miscommunication
Okay.
and misunderstanding somewhere. So
And it sounds like the second thing is that schedule-wise, because the fact that the job went over budget, several months were lost, where they could have started construction, but instead, the owner had to take on, I guess, the risk of the schedule being delayed because they had to redesign it, they had to resubmit the redesign for pricing. So, I think that's very unfortunate for this project, but from my experience, especially for large commercial institutional jobs, that's very typical in a design bid build scenario. It is very difficult to accurately price these type of jobs.